Hello. Today's little lesson on Civil War soldiers. We're going to look at a letter that was written by a Confederate soldier during the Civil War. This one was written by a soldier by the name of Montgomery, who fought in the Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse, which was the campaign where Grant was attempting to capture Richmond. This campaign was crucial for the Confederate Army because if Grant took Richmond, the war would nonetheless be over within just a matter of weeks, perhaps even a shorter amount of time than that. This is a very touching story written by the soldier who was wounded at the battle. And as you can see, if you can see that on the camera there are blotches on the ink. It looks like the ink is smeared. It's actually not the ink being smeared. It's actually blood that the soldier was bleeding actually while he was writing the letter. In the letter, he talks about the wound that he received in the battle. He was wounded severely in the arm. His arm and his shoulder were very mangled. As you can see, it was a kind of a messy situation for him to even try to write this letter. But he was writing his father, and he was talking about his last few hours, or actually last couple of days he was going to be alive, and telling him that he was strong, that he wanted to, tell his father goodbye. He wanted to wish him well. He wanted to make peace with God, make peace with his family. And he talked just a little bit about the battle, and then he talked about his upcoming and impending death. He said he didn't want his father to worry about him because he said that he knew that he was going to heaven, and that he knew he was forgiven, and that he was at peace with God. It's a very interesting letter. It's kind of sad, though, of course, because you can imagine your child writing a letter like this to you would be pretty heartrending. But he also mentions that he's got a friend who is going to write his father, and he's going to give him more details about his death and where he's buried. And interestingly enough, his friend actually does write his father. We know that he corresponds at least twice, and he tells his father about the actual death and how his son went in peace, and he told him where the location of his body was if he wanted to come visit him. So that concludes a little snippet into the life of a Confederate soldier. Soldier's life was a very difficult one, and it would definitely be very difficult for someone of this time period to live through that without the modern amenities that we have today. So thanks for listening.